to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be using Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements card deck, because I think that that book is such a powerful book. It really makes a difference when it comes to how we live our life and changing our life. And I thought it would be fun to see what type of guidance we can receive from these cards instead, starting on Monday, February 1st, ending on Sunday, February 7th. For those of you who have not yet read this book, I just want to introduce you to the four agreements that Don Miguel Ruiz talks about. And the first one is to be impeccable with your word. The second one, don't take anything personally. The third one, don't make assumptions. And then the fourth one, always do your best. So this deck has different cards that all correspond with those four agreements. So let's see what we got for this week. So Monday. The first card that we got is be impeccable with your word. Seek to know the truth. When you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement and it becomes part of your belief system. The only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. So I personally feel that on Monday, it's going to be a really great time for you to start to recognize what is true for you and what is not true for you. And one of the ways to do this is kind of that gut check, that intuition check. And when you hear something or when somebody says something or you're watching something, kind of tune in and check in with yourself. And if you do have that ability where your body gives you answers, check in and see how your body's responding and see, is this something that's true for you? If you're somebody who has to kind of let things linger and process them and then eventually check in with your emotions, give yourself the time and the space to go through that process. But understand that your beliefs are your beliefs, okay? You create your world and you're allowed to change your beliefs at any point in time. You don't have to believe something because somebody else has that opinion or that's what somebody else is telling you. But on Monday, really put up your guard and start to filter through the information that you're receiving. Start to filter through the opinions that you're receiving from others. And one of the things I really want to talk even more about, because as you guys know here on my channel, I'm about helping empower you. I'm about helping you become more clear on yourself. And so on Monday is going to be a really great time for you to start to recognize who are you and what is true for you. And if you take out other people's opinions of you and other people's judgments of you, and you start to recognize how you feel about yourself, who are you? What is your truth? And who do you want to be? And so that's what I think is going to be really a great thing that we can do on Monday, is focusing inward on ourselves and who we are and taking out other people's opinions and other people's judgments. So for Tuesday, we got always do your best. Practice makes the master. By doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. On Tuesday, what I want you to remember is that we all start somewhere. Okay? We can change any habit that we have. We can change any lifestyle behavior. We can change ourselves by practicing something different. Okay. And one of the examples is when I used to have really bad anxiety, I would practice mindfulness techniques so that when I would start to encounter these feelings of anxiety, I now had a new habit to fall back on. I had something else to do when my heart would start racing or when my mind would wander and I would go to a dark place. I created it by practicing it. And so doing your best every day is going to be different because your best is different every day. Acknowledging how you're feeling, acknowledging if you're tired, acknowledging if you've eaten enough food, okay? Being mindful, being aware, and also taking the pressure off of yourself to be absolutely perfect. Perfect is not realistic, but doing the best you can that day is. Right? Give yourself a little bit of grace. And so what I want to remind you about for Tuesday is that it's doing consistent small actions over and over and over again, getting used to them, practice them, being consistent with them. This is what you're going to do in order to absolutely transform and become a master. And out of nowhere, after practicing over and over again, you now just do something naturally all the time. Okay? So on Tuesday, keep on practicing and think about the things that you want to practice and come up with a game plan. For Wednesday, we received don't make assumptions, eliminate gossip. Making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right, then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. When we stop gossiping, when we stop judging, when we stop being so opinionated about other people, life transforms because we are now focused on other things and we start to not realize that other people do those things about us and we don't get concerned about it because we're not doing it about somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? And so remember, if you're assuming something, it's not a truth. It's something that you're fabricating. And one of the best things that you can do, especially on Wednesday, if there's something that you are assuming and it is creating a conflict within your relationship, keep in mind Mercury is retrograde right now, so communication may not be as optimal as it could be, hence why we may be making assumptions. And if that's the case, directly ask somebody, okay? Just ask them, hey, what is it that you meant by this? Hey, are you doing okay? How's everything going for you? Ask the simple question. Clear the air. Communication is one of those things that matters so much in relationships. And the more you can just ask somebody and be direct, the better it's going to be for you, how you feel, your relationship with that person, and for that person, okay? So on Wednesday, don't shy away from talking it out or talking it through. But definitely be mindful of the times that you are making assumptions and the times that you are just fabricating something. And definitely own it if you are fabricating it and then defending it. You can change this by practicing something different from Tuesday, okay? So on Thursday, we received Assume Nothing, which for me is just a continuation of that energy from Wednesday. And so in any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think and we don't have to say what we want. We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt and think, how could you do that? You should know. This is kind of like what I was saying about Wednesday. Communication. We have to be clear on how it is that we want to be treated. We have to be clear on what it is that we are hoping for. We have to be clear on what it is that we want for ourselves and also how we are here to support somebody else and what it is that we're hoping for or expecting of them versus us allowing them to just exist and go through their journey in the way in which they need to go through it. So on Thursday, really make it a point to improve the relationships and to allow there to be space and room for somebody to share with you what's really going on for them. And you can even spark the conversation. You can ask somebody, hey, what is it that you need? How can I support you better? How can I work better with you? What type of work style do you like? What does success feel like for you? And how can I help you on your journey? Right? We're never going to know what somebody else needs unless if we ask and they tell them. So today on Thursday, especially the relationships that are close to you, ask somebody, what do you need? What do you need from me for me to feel like a better friend towards you? Ask your family members. Don't be shy. They're going to be so excited for you to ask them. And once you find out, your relationship can be 10 times better because now you can actually be there in a way that feels good. And if it's something that you're not capable of giving, be clear and figure out a compromise. Figure out a middle ground. Figure out something that is going to work for both of you. So on Friday, we received always do your best. Take action without expecting a reward. Do your best and take the action because you love it, not because you expect a reward. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action, and you can even receive greater rewards than you imagined. I love this card. This is one of those cards that's a reminder that anything that you're doing in your life, you're going to be doing it because you want to do it, because you want to share the love, because you want to give the support. You're not actually doing something because you are expecting something back, right? You're not going to give a gift to somebody because you expect them to give you a gift back. That's not how it's going to work. That's not what happens. That's how we end up getting hurt because we have false expectations. On Friday, really take into account, think about it, look over your actions, and be sure that everything you're doing because you want to do it. You're doing because you love to do this. You're doing something because it just brings more light into your life and you're able to help someone else or you're able to serve something within yourself, right? We want to ensure that we're living a life on purpose. Okay, we want to make sure that we're living a life that feels good for us. So on Friday, do your best to just take action without expecting a reward. Give from your heart and see how life magically unfolds for you. So on Saturday, we received, be impeccable with your word. Manifest your true intentions. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will all be manifested through the word. On Saturday, start to become mindful of the things that you are saying. The words you say matter so much. And if you are constantly saying negative things or you are constantly talking negative about yourself, see what happens in your life. See what you start to attract. When you flip it and you start saying empowering phrases and you start talking yourself up and you're saying, I am healed, I am loved, I am loving, I am wealthy, I am living my best life. See what starts to happen and see how you feel. Your word makes such a difference. And it really matters just the itty bitty phrases that you're saying to somebody. If you're complaining, if you're just having, a one-off, if somebody gives you a compliment and you're pushing it away, right? You're not receiving it. So start to become mindful as to how you are using your words and understand that the way in which you're using your words is having a direct impact on how you are manifesting. And you can manifest your deepest, truest intentions by using your word in a way that serves you and that works with the universe. And that is the energy that you're looking for. So on Saturday, start to get clear on what your intentions are and start figuring out how you can say something in order to help you manifest it. Lastly, on Sunday, we received, don't make assumptions, ask for what you want. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. With this card, it reminds me of this idea that I had way back in the day where if there was something that I wanted to ask for or that I wanted to do and I was being too shy about it and I wasn't doing that, I wasn't helping myself, because if I just took the chance to ask, I'd have a 50-50 chance of either getting a yes or getting a no. And if I received a no, I would just be in the same place as if I didn't ask, right? So by asking for what I wanted, by finding this courage, it would allow me to have an opportunity, a 50% opportunity to get a yes. And it's like, okay, well, if the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get a no, it would be no if I didn't ask anyway. So on Sunday, really start to get clear of what it is that you're looking for, and maybe think back on Saturday to your intentions and what it is that you want to manifest, but get clear on what is it that you want to ask for. But you're not going to get somewhere if you don't ask the question, if you don't bring it up, if you don't start the conversation, right? Keeping everything inside of you is going to keep you stuck exactly where you are. So find that courage and take that chance, because like I'm saying, you have a 50% chance and you might just get a yes. And if you get a yes, how is your life going to change, right? How different would it be? I just want to encourage you this week to tune into yourself, get clear on yourself, get clear on what it is that you like, and work on your relationships. And if things become a little bit challenging and they feel like, I don't know what I'm doing fully, understand that Mercury is in retrograde and we have to slow down and be a little bit more patient. And you have that patience inside of you, and by you assuming nothing, allowing there to be space, no longer gossiping, being clear and upfront with what you want, you're going to transform your relationships in a beautiful way. I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, as I am going to be releasing weekly readings for you guys every single Monday. And then I will see you on Wednesday for an at-home workout. And then on Friday, we'll have a wild card video. So if you aren't subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. I will also be doing moon rituals. If you guys saw, I had just done a full moon ritual last week. So there will be a new moon ritual coming up shortly after we do the ritual live 2 days before the actual new moon. So just stay tuned. And if this is the kind of content that you'd like to see, definitely hit subscribe so you get notified whenever a new video is up. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week this week. I feel like this is going to be a beautiful week and so powerful. So keep connecting into yourself, connecting into your highest self, connecting into your spirit guides, meditating, grounding yourself, and just working towards living your best life every day. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.